For much of history, the concept of submission in relationships has been unfairly skewed. Women were expected to be silent, subservient, and secondary to men. This dynamic was reflected in households, societal norms, and even legal frameworks. A woman's role was often confined to domestic duties and child-rearing, while men held the power and made the decisions. This traditional view of submission has deep roots in patriarchal societies where men were considered superior by default. Women were often seen as property, first belonging to their fathers and then to their husbands. They had limited rights and were expected to obey without question. Such expectations were reinforced through cultural norms, religious teachings, and even legal codes. Submission in its purest form implies yielding to another's will or authority. In the context of relationships, it often conjures images of one partner relinquishing their voice and autonomy to the other. This imbalance can manifest in various ways, from decision-making and financial control to emotional expression and personal freedom. Such a dynamic can be detrimental to both individuals involved. The submissive partner may experience feelings of resentment, worthlessness, and a loss of self. Meanwhile, the dominant partner may develop an inflated sense of ego and an inability to empathize with their partner's needs and desires. This imbalance ultimately breeds an unhealthy and unsustainable relationship. The modern world calls for a paradigm shift, moving away from outdated notions of submission towards a model of mutual respect and partnership. Mutual submission, in this context, does not equate to one partner constantly giving in to the other. Instead, it's about recognizing that a fulfilling and healthy relationship thrives on equality, understanding, and a willingness to compromise. It's about creating a space where both partners feel valued, heard, and respected. In a relationship built on mutual submission, decisions are made collaboratively, with each partner's thoughts and feelings given equal weight. There's a sense of shared responsibility, whether it's about finances, household chores, or raising children. Section 4. Examples of equality. Imagine a couple deciding where to live. Instead of one person dictating the terms, they engage in open and honest conversation. They consider each other's career aspirations, personal preferences, and long-term goals. They compromise, finding a solution that, while not perfect for either person, feels like a win-win for both. Or consider a couple facing a challenging financial situation. Instead of placing blame or resorting to control tactics, they work together to find solutions. They create a budget together, explore ways to increase their income, and support each other through the process. Section 5. Cultures and their contrasts. It's crucial to acknowledge that cultural norms play a significant role in shaping perceptions of submission. What might be considered traditional or acceptable in one culture might be viewed as archaic or even oppressive in another. For instance, some cultures still place a high value on arranged marriages, where the concept of choosing a partner is limited, particularly for women. In contrast, many Western societies emphasize individual choice and autonomy even within the context of marriage. Navigating these cultural differences requires sensitivity, understanding, and a willingness to engage in open dialogue. Section 6. Finding harmony together. Ultimately, the key to a successful and fulfilling relationship lies in finding a balance that works for both partners. This balance might look different for each couple, as it depends on individual personalities, values, and life experiences. Communication is paramount in this process. Couples need to have open and honest conversations about their expectations, boundaries, and what submission means to them. It's about creating a space of mutual respect where both partners feel empowered to express themselves freely and authentically.